Welcome to Medrock Medical Lectures. This is the last part of our series on homeostasis, and I am Dr. JK. Now we have come to the last part of our lecture series on homeostasis. I hope you watched the previous videos. Now the last video is about gain of a feedback system. So how do you calculate gain of a feedback system? It is calculated by the formula gain is equal to correction divided by error. So what is correction and what is error? What is correction? Correction is the value of the variable after correction by feedback systems after a disturbance minus changed value of the variable after disturbance before the feedback systems kick in. And what is error? Error is the value of the variable after correction by feedback systems after the disturbance minus value of the variable before the disturbance. It might seem a little confusing, but when we see it with an example, you will understand it much better. So we'll look at this example. The mean BP of a person is 110. So we give him some drugs and immediately the BP shoots up to 170 millimeters of mercury. After about 5 minutes, his BP is again back to 120 millimeters of mercury. Now the question is calculate the gain, and you know the formula gain is equal to correction divided by error. Now let's analyze this problem a little bit. The normal homeostatic BP, probably you can call it, is 110. The disturbance here is injection of a drug, and that stimulates the BP and it reaches 170. This disturbance changed the variable, and this variable change activated feedback systems which finally decrease the BP back to 120. So this is an example of, yes, you guessed it, negative feedback mechanism. So with this all in mind, now let's calculate correction and error. So these are the values that were given to you. And with these values, we need to calculate correction and also we need to calculate error. So for correction, value of the variable after correction by feedback system after a disturbance. Here the disturbance is drug injection. So the value will be 120. And changed value after the disturbance will be 170. For error, the first value will be the same, which is 120. And the value of the variable before disturbance, that before drug injection, is 110. Now with the information we know, let's calculate the gain for this particular example. So gain you know is correction divided by error. Correction is 120 minus 170 and error will be 120 minus 110. You substitute all those values, you can calculate the gain. So gain will come to around minus 5 for this particular example. The minus is there because it is a negative feedback mechanism. Now, with the formula that we studied for gain, we can infer error and gain are inversely proportional to one another. If error is less, gain will be more. If error is more, gain will be less. There are a few places in our body where the feedback mechanism functions so perfectly that there is zero error. So what do you think the gain will be in those places or in those feedback mechanisms? Something divided by zero will be infinity, isn't it? So the gain for certain feedback mechanisms in certain areas of our body will be infinity. So beautifully, perfectly working feedback mechanisms. If you are interested, try and tell me just one place where the gain will be infinity. Please give me your answers in the comment section. With that, we come to the end of our lecture series on homeostasis. We hope you understood homeostasis as well as we hope you enjoyed our classes. We'll see you soon in the next lecture. Please like and share our videos. Please subscribe to our channel. Your support and encouragement, it means a lot to us. And one more thing, in the description you can get a link to our Instagram page where you can get notes to all our videos. Please note the post number so that you can easily access the notes for that particular video. Thank you again and see you in the next lecture.